My name is Anna Olson. I'm 28 years old. 4 years ago, I married a man 3 years older than me. We don't have any kids yet, but I think we've been living quite harmoniously, just like any other couple. However, it seems I was the only one who thought so. Can I have everyone's attention for a moment? This is a bit hard to say, but there's something I need to tell you all. It was January 4th of a certain year. It was the time when my husband and I were at my in-laws' house. My husband, who had been eating and drinking until just moments ago, suddenly turned serious and started speaking. Why so formal? What's going on? Is there something you need to discuss? Well, it's not really a discussion. I've already made up my mind about something. Made up your mind? Are you talking about changing jobs or something? No, it's not that. I need you to listen without getting shocked. Actually, I've been told I only have 3 months to live. What? 3 months to live? What do you mean? Explain it to me clearly. Everyone present was understandably shocked by my husband's sudden revelation. However, I was the only one aware of my husband's secret. He had been cheating on me with a younger woman for several months. And now, out of the blue, he was announcing his limited time left. He continued. I've been feeling off lately, so I took a day off work and went to the doctor. That's when they found an advanced illness and gave me the terminal diagnosis on the spot. That's terrible! How advanced is it? Isn't there any way to save you? Well, the disease progresses faster the younger you are. I'm in my early 30s, and it seems it's already quite advanced. There doesn't seem to be any hope for me. Why didn't you tell me something so important right away? Anna, you didn't know about your son's illness? No, I'm hearing about this for the first time. I didn't tell Anna. Why? You two are married, aren't you? It's one thing for us to be hearing this for the first time, but for your wife, Anna, not to know about it. I didn't want to worry her. She's currently handling an important project at work. Knowing her, she'd probably quit the project if she found out about my illness. That's why I couldn't tell her. So why bring it up now? Then my husband took out a piece of paper from his bag. It was a completed divorce form. Anna, I want you to divorce me. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. I only have 3 months left to live. I want you to forget about me and be happy. These 4 years of marriage, 5 years since we met, have been truly happy for me. Marrying you was the happiest event of my life. That's why I want you to divorce me. Wait, divorce? Are you really sure about this? I've already decided. Can't you go to the hospital now, get admitted? Maybe if you go to a different hospital, there might be something they can do. That's right, let's go to a different hospital, find a treatment. Even if they said you only have 3 months, it's too soon to give up. Deep down, you don't really want to divorce Anna, do you? Remember when we got married, you told us she was the one you never wanted to be apart from for even a moment. Just like my in-laws said, my husband was head over heels in love with me. When he proposed, his joy was so overwhelming that I was the one who felt embarrassed. But presenting me with the divorce papers meant things had changed. Despite my father-in-law's words, my husband said, of course. I don't want a divorce. But in the end, he probably wants to be with his mistress. But I've already made up my mind. What are you planning to do after divorcing her, even with just 3 months left? I don't plan to be a burden to anyone. I've rented a small apartment somewhere. I intend to spend my last days there alone. Why would you do that? When we're born and when we leave this world, we're ultimately alone. I don't want to be a burden to anyone, even if it's my wife or parents. So, Dad, Mom, please let me be. When the time comes, you'll probably hear from me. Until then, I want to be alone. That's outrageous! You're unbelievable! Mom, Dad, I really appreciate your concern. But this is my fate. It's been decided from the start. Don't say that, please. At their son's unchanging resolve, my in-laws began to cry. I really didn't want to say this here, but I thought it was better sooner than later. I know I'm being selfish. But with only 3 months left, I want to prepare for my departure. I want to say goodbye to everyone who has been kind to me. So please, indulge me with this last selfish request. My husband pleaded through tears. And his parents reluctantly agreed. Anna, I'm truly sorry. This must have shocked you. Yeah. I'm failing as a husband, bringing this up now. And my only regret is not being able to do anything for you. It would have been nice if we had kids, but it seems that's not going to happen either. It's okay, you don't need to say that. Thank you, Anna. You've always been so kind. You've supported me through everything since we met. It's painful to part this way, but I'm making this decision for you. Once you fill in this divorce form, I'll take it to the office. Then, it's goodbye for us. With my husband's confession, the mood changed completely. The in-laws' house was enveloped in a gloomy atmosphere. However, my next words would escalate the situation into a complete turmoil. I see. Well, I'll sign the divorce papers now. Can you file them tomorrow? In the midst of the somber air, my cold remark enraged my in-laws. Hey, Anna. What's with that attitude? Your husband just got a terminal diagnosis. Exactly. Can't you say something more compassionate? To that, I replied. Well, of course I'd react this way. Because this whole 3 months to live thing is a lie. What are you talking about? Have you gone crazy after hearing about the terminal diagnosis? The 3 months to live is about your mistress, right? That's it, isn't it? Mistress? What on earth do you mean? Unlike my surprised in-laws, my husband's face turned pale. How can you say something like that, Anna? Me, having a mistress? That's impossible. I really did receive a terminal diagnosis. My husband was clearly shaken. Oh, really? Yeah. I can't believe you'd say that. Accusing your husband, who's been given only 3 months to live, of cheating. I thought you wanted to divorce me and marry your mistress who also has only 3 months to live. But doing that would make you the bad guy, and you'd have to pay alimony and all. So, I thought you were pretending to have a 3-month prognosis to quietly disappear. What? No, that's not it at all. Stop joking around. Then show me the medical certificate. If you've been given a terminal diagnosis, it should be written there. I didn't receive any certificate. Why not? You need it for insurance and stuff. Why didn't you get one? That's because the certificates aren't free. It would only cost about $50 at most. Normally, you'd get a certificate if you were given a terminal diagnosis, right? Not having one now means you haven't even been to a hospital, doesn't it? No, that's not it. Stop jumping to conclusions. I really have only 3 months to live. Then let's all go to the hospital right now. Hospitals may be closed today. What? They should be open. Let's all go and hear the details. Why? There's no need to hear more details? I haven't officially heard from a doctor about your illness, and as your wife, I need to know. There's no need for you to know. I just told you I have a terminal diagnosis, isn't that enough? If you say so, then it shouldn't be a problem to consult another doctor, right? Especially since you're the one who brought up the terminal diagnosis. If you're still hiding something to avoid worrying us, that's one thing, but you're the one who mentioned it. Where did you go? To a local clinic? Or did they refer you to a larger hospital? Maybe the biggest hospital in town? No, Hey, can't you even name the hospital where you were diagnosed? No, it's not like that. Your face is turning pale, isn't it? That's because of the illness. The illness? But just a while ago, you were gobbling down Mom's cooking and guzzling down the drinks Dad served. Can someone with a progressive illness and just 3 months to live do that? Well, that is... Are you really diagnosed with a terminal illness? Dad, are you doubting me too? I don't want to doubt my own son, but hearing Anna's side of the story, it does make sense. Mom too? If you want us to believe you, why not show some proof? Come on, quickly. My husband was cornered. Unable to come up with any more excuses, he finally spilled the truth. Yeah, it's true. The terminal diagnosis wasn't for me. It's for the girl I'm seeing. You gotta be kidding me? You're really cheating? It's not cheating. It's true love. What? Since when? I met her a year and a half ago through social media. She always seemed troubled about something, and I felt a strong desire to help her. Then we started meeting in person, and things developed from there. But she started getting sick often about 6 months ago, and recently she was diagnosed with a progressive illness and given 3 months to live.
Why would you tell such a lie?
I lied for the reasons Anna said. I didn't want to be the bad guy. If I said I have a mistress with only 3 months to live, so I want to divorce you, Dad and Mom wouldn't forgive me.
But still, I had no choice. If I didn't say that, I couldn't be with her. Her parents died when she was a student, and she has no one else to rely on. I just want to be with her for these last 3 months, to support her. Anna has her job, she's strong, she can live on her own. And she has healthy parents and siblings. But it's different for her.
Having everything out in the open, my husband spoke his mind. Knowing about my husband's feelings for this woman was one thing, but hearing it so bluntly was tough. And my in-laws, realizing their son was indeed cheating, were in disbelief.
Do you even understand what you're saying and doing? I can't believe it. Cheating and lying so blatantly. No matter what anyone says, my mind is made up. I'm divorcing Anna and marrying her. I'm going to support her for these 3 months.
It seemed my husband was intent on divorcing me. Fine, if you're going that far, let's get divorced. So, I agreed to the divorce. I signed the divorce papers my husband had prepared. The next day, we went to the office together and put an end to our 4 years of marriage. I really can't believe this has happened. How can I possibly apologize to you, Anna? It's not your fault. But my son was cheating. I never imagined. Ever since he was in high school, we've always told him that cheating rips apart the heart of the other person. Actually, both his mother and I had been cheated on by our previous partners, and it was terrible. We wanted to make sure our son would never become someone like that, but in the end, this happened. Maybe we went wrong somewhere in raising him. His cheating is entirely his own responsibility. And I didn't agree to the divorce because I forgave him. Really? Actually, there's a secret he still doesn't know about. Depending on his reaction, I might have told him right then and there. But after he told us such a terrible lie, I thought he deserved a little punishment.
What secret are you talking about?
I can't talk about it now, but you'll find out soon enough. 2 months later. Just as I expected, my ex-husband contacted me. And he sounded pretty panicked.
It's a disaster. We were deceived by that woman.
What are you talking about, calling me out of the blue?
I was deceived. That woman's 3 months to live was a lie.
What do you mean? After divorcing Anna, I contacted her immediately. I told her we could be together now that I was divorced. We spent 2 months happily together. But then, with 1 month left.
Huh? Why would she want to be alone?
In her last month, she wanted to go to various places alone.
Why go alone? We could go together. There's no need to be alone.
You were so good to me, being with a woman with no relatives in her final days. But I want to face my last days alone. It's my final selfish request. Can you grant it?
That's...
Please. She suddenly broke up with him, saying she wanted to be alone last month. My ex initially wanted to stay with her until the end, but he respected her wish to be alone and backed off. However, curious about the woman with no relatives, he secretly went to her house.
Why do I hear a man's voice coming from her house?
He heard cheerful voices of a man and a woman through an open window. Peeking inside, he saw her laughing with a man he didn't recognize.
Who is that guy?
Listening to their conversation, he heard something shocking. What happened to that guy in the end?
Which guy?
You know, the one who was blindly giving you money. Oh, you mean Gary? Gary? What's that? He's a good catch because he brings me money. That's terrible. And what happened to this Gary? Did you really break it off with him? Of course. I completely cut him off. But when I told him I had only 3 months to live to get rid of him, he took it seriously and divorced his wife to be with me. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine, he even started talking about staying with me till the end, so I put up with him for 2 months. The 3 months to live thing was a lie, right? Obviously. If I really had only 3 months to live, I wouldn't be here.
What?
More importantly, I've saved up quite a bit from the money Gary gave me, so let's have our wedding soon. My parents are really looking forward to our wedding with you. Yeah, a garden wedding, right? You remembered? Of course. You've always talked about wanting it, and I was right there listening.
Oh, I love you.
Me too. Hearing this conversation, my ex-husband was furious. He stormed into her house. And what happened then? It turned into a fight between me and her affair partner. But that woman...
Stop! Don't hurt him.
You're defending this guy?
Of course. He's my boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
I'm sorry I deceived you. So please, don't hurt him.
She defended him over me. At that moment, I completely lost all feelings for her. To think I trusted her so much, only to find out she was cheating. And even her story about having no relatives was a lie. She's the worst. We were deceived by her. And so? What do you want now?
What do you mean so? If she hadn't tricked me, we wouldn't have divorced. Let's start over.
What?
My parents liked you, Anna, and in these 2 months since the divorce, I realized something. I still love you.
What are you talking about?
I got caught by such a weird woman, I was such a fool. But you can relax now. I'll never make you sad again. I swear it from the bottom of my heart. No matter who comes along, I won't leave your side. Even if you tell me to go, I won't. So Anna, come back to me. Let's show that woman how strong our bond is.
My ex-husband, playing the victim despite what he had done. He was like a child crying over being treated unfairly. So, I told him what I had been holding back. Wait, you didn't know her 3 months to live was a lie? I thought you already knew.
What? You knew?
Yes, I knew. I knew all along that she had a real boyfriend and she was just using you.
Why didn't you realize that?
It was obvious once I looked into you. I'm surprised you didn't notice it until now.
What did you investigate?
I had a private investigator look into your affair. When I sensed something was off with you, I hired them. They reported that your girlfriend already had a main guy. I didn't care whether she had someone else or not, but seeing you get seriously tricked by a young woman, honestly, I thought you got what you deserved. Did you really not know they had been together long before you showed up?
I told you I didn't know. Why do you keep saying things like that?
I'm not provoking you. If it sounds that way, maybe it's because I'm right.
What?
You cared so much for her, and then you got deceived.
What are you saying?
Didn't you know this? Those two were living together even while she was with you. In that apartment you heard them talking.
Living together?
The investigator saw a man frequently entering and leaving her place. He would take out the trash in the morning and come back with groceries. He sounds like a much better husband than you ever were.
That can't be.
You knew where she lived, but did you ever go inside?
Well, that's...
You never did, right? She made excuses like her room was messy, or her parents didn't want men in her room, right? You never once entered her apartment.
How do you know that?
I thought as much. It's ridiculous. You fell so hard for a woman who wouldn't even let you into her house. Are you stupid?
Stupid?
Yeah, isn't it obvious? And now, knowing she had another man, you call your ex-wife, whom you tried to divorce under a ridiculous lie. It's so pathetic it's almost funny. He got mad at what I said.
Funny? There's nothing funny or amusing about this. Why didn't you tell me if you knew all this? If you had told me, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have needed to divorce. I wouldn't have needed to lie to our parents.
Why should I have told you?
What?
Why should I, the wife you cheated on and lied to about divorcing, have to do that for you?
But we were married. Even if you're cheating, if you know the other person is bad news, you should tell them. If I were in your place, I definitely would have told you. Not telling me makes you a heartless, cold woman.
I'm fine being a cold woman. Good thing I divorced you. Why are you even complaining now? Besides, I had my own completed divorce papers ready, even if you hadn't given me yours.
You were prepared? You mean, you planned this from the start?
Of course. I've been planning to divorce you since I felt you had another woman. I paid a lot to have you investigated, hoping it was a mistake. But it wasn't. And then you hand me divorce papers on New Year's? How do you think that made me feel?
Anna, I'm so sorry. I never considered your feelings. I had no idea you were going through so much. But from now on,
Let me make this clear. I have no intention of getting back with you.
Why not? There's nothing between us now. There's no need for us to be apart.
It's not about her. I'm just done with you. It's not just her that's gone, my love for you is gone too.
What?
Really, how could you even think to contact me to start over? What kind of nerve do you have?
That's a terrible way to talk. You never used to speak like that when we were married.
So, how do you want me to talk? Like I'm talking to a baby? Oh, you went through so much, it must have been so hard, there.
Are you kidding me?
You're the one who's a joke. Can't you see how foolish you're being?
Fine. I was stupid to contact you. You'll regret not accepting my offer to reconcile.
Alrighty, got it. Take care now. My ex-husband, clearly upset by my words, spat out a parting shot and hung up the phone. I immediately changed my phone number to ensure he could never contact me again. A few weeks later, I heard that my ex-husband had tried to sue his girlfriend for alimony.
She claimed she was deceived. That she lied about being sick to take my money.
However, his wish was not granted. She had merely mentioned feeling unwell, and he had voluntarily offered his support. There was no evidence she had demanded money under false pretenses.
It's ridiculous.
The decision was made that her mentioning a 3-month life expectancy was not for money, but to get rid of a too serious ex-husband. She probably thought she had gotten away with it. But she didn't have the last laugh. That's because, naturally, I sent a legal demand for alimony. She was apparently shocked to receive my demand and refused to pay. Why should he pay alimony? We did nothing wrong, she protested. But such excuses were futile. I insisted on the full amount. I knew he had the means to pay. It's important you take responsibility for your actions. In the end, they paid the alimony I demanded without any reduction or refusal. I still wonder how she could so confidently claim to be uninvolved. After that, I don't know much about my ex-husband's whereabouts, but rumor has it he quit his job from the shock of losing everything. He was living a miserable life, repaying debts with day jobs. Unable to bear such a life, he easily resorted to returning to his parents' home.
I'm home. Sorry for the trouble. I'll make it up to you, just let me stay for a while. To be honest, I've got no money, and I got kicked out of my apartment. I haven't eaten in days, can you help me out?
He always relied on his parents to bail him out. He probably thought they would help him out, just like they always had. This time, however, their response was the exact opposite of what he expected. Who are you?
What? It's me, your son. The only son of this family. Have you forgotten?
Our son is no longer here.
What are you talking about? Your son is right here.
Our son passed away 3 months ago. If you were really our son, you wouldn't do such ungrateful things. Please leave.
Wait. Dad. Mom.
My in-laws apparently turned him away. It was effectively disownment. A deserved outcome, I believe. And now, the man who tried to betray me using the cruel ruse of a 3-month life expectancy is likely facing a real crisis of survival as a homeless person. But this is his own doing. I hope he learns how despicable his actions were.